Litecoin halving is coming up soon. So Litecoin has been on a exponential growth in the last few days, as well as Binance Coin. So in this video, we're going to be talking first of all about what's in stock for Litecoin, what we can expect, and also Binance Coin price analysis with a bit more news concerning Philippine Central Bank and another important information with Bitcoin and so on. So I'm Kieran from CryptoBoost, and in this short sweet video, we're going to dive into a few interesting topics. So first of all, talking about Litecoin, which is coming up soon. Here's the important information that you need to know. If you had Litecoin or Binance Coin in your portfolio, then it's been propping up your portfolio nicely. So Litecoin halving, the event which will first of all slash Litecoin's network block reward in half, is happening in 55 days. And this is actually a very important step and a good explanation to why the price is increasing. So the fact that Litecoin has on miners, so similar to Bitcoin's network, miners on the Litecoin's blockchain solve complex math problems. And when they solve a block, they are rewarded in Litecoin. The amount of Litecoin which is rewarded is defined, and at the moment it's at 25 Litecoin. However, in 55 days with the halving for Litecoin, this block reward will be split in half. So when miners they solve a block, they will only be rewarded with 12.5 Litecoins per block. And an event of this kind will have a serious impact on the network and as well on all participants. So, and who better to address this impact than with Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin himself. And Lee took to Twitter yesterday outlining that mining Litecoin will continue to be profitable regardless of halving. And here's talking about electricity costs, the network hash rate, and a lot more of information. If you're interested in looking at this in detail, I'll post the link below. But the summary is Litecoin block halving is in 56 days. And here are some stats on mining profitability. After halving, miners are still profitable with electricity under 10 cents. Many are paying only 5 cents and therefore should keep mining Litecoin post halving. So that's good news. And of course, it's depending on where you live and what kind of electricity price costs that you have. So if you've got more expensive electricity costs, then it might not be profitable. But Lee makes the case that even after the halving, miners will be profitable as they are already paying less than break-even electricity cost. A recent report outlines that the cost of electricity that Chinese miners pay ranges between 4 cents and 6 cents per kilowatt, while the break-even cost for mining Litecoin is around 10 cents. So of course, maybe the prices in China are much cheaper than what you can expect maybe in the US or in Europe. So it's probably only profitable if you're living in a country where the electricity price is very low. So furthermore, Litecoin halving, the effects on the Litecoin price, that's what interests most people. Is it going to continue its ascent? So another aspect of the event, and perhaps one which people are interested in the most, is how it will affect the cryptocurrency's price. So in theory, when the supply of a certain asset is reduced, while the demand for it remains the same or increases, its price should increase. However, keep in mind that markets are always forward-facing, meaning that it's possible that the halving event might be already priced in. So it's possible that now the price of speculation is already overvaluing the price of Litecoin. So people are more or less FOMOing in at the moment. So it's uncertain if the price is going to continue much more. So if you've had Litecoin since beginning of the year, then you've had a healthy profit. So it's not certain if this profit is going to be, if it's going to continue to rise. Should you get into the market now? It's better not to FOMO into after a massive increase in price. So while it's anyone's guess to know whether or not the market have already priced in a halving, we can draw certain conclusions from Litecoin's performance around the previous halving, which took place in August 2015. And back then the price also appreciated during the months leading to the halving, and the most notable increase was seen in the months of June and July, when the price jumped from $1.60 to $7.60 in order to gain 375% prior to the halving. So this is a massive increase. So as you can see, the last spike, which probably just happened in maybe a few hours or just one day, was parabolical. And even though this is not a recommendation to buy or sell, maybe you can think about selling a small portion of what you bought, maybe the initial investment amount, and recoup that, because at the end this is just going to be FOMO, people FOMOing into it, and this never ends well. And yeah, after this massive price increase, what goes parabolically up also crashes down to extreme levels and gets to a more sustainable price range, even though this price, but it's good, this price range is still higher than the previous price range, so that's to be expected. A parabolical rise during the next 50 days is something that is probable. However, expect that the price will plummet after the halving to a certain extent. So after the event took place, Litecoin lost around 60% of its valuation. So people that bought at the top lost out big time. Now we have yet to see whether or not we have already seen the pre-halving pump of Litecoin and how it will behave after it takes place in August this year. So it's very difficult to perform technical analysis on based on this fundamental information. Since parabolical rises, you might think you're already at the top and you sold a portion. So definitely don't sell your whole stack, maybe a small percentage to hedge against this price pump and maybe be able to buy back in later, but only a small percentage. And remember, this is not a suggestion to buy and sell, this is just my opinion. So take it with a grain of salt. Now let's continue with another coin that has had exponential growth due to very good reasons, and that's Binance Coin. And Binance Coin price analysis and built the utility, and they will come. So they've had a lot of growth even after the hack. They didn't suffer too much from the hack. The Binance Coin is still growing exponentially. And that's a very strong sign that there's a lot of trust in Binance, the company. So Binance has masterfully engineered the BNB token to become an all-encompassing aspect in every facet of the ever-growing Binance ecosystem. So the Binance coin provides access to various aspects of Binance and the Binance exchange. And first of all, it was an ERC20 token, and it migrated to the Binance chain BEP2 token, which happened late April 2019. Now, one important thing about the Binance coin is if you hold the Binance coin on Binance, you get a reduction of fees, and that's already very lucrative for people that are trading a lot. So Binance opened in July 2017. This is the history. Let's skip that. And here, this looks interesting. A unique aspect of the BNB token management are burning events, which take place every quarter. So a burning event is when the founders of a certain token, they decide to burn, they destroy a certain amount of tokens, and that reduces the supply. And as you know, with supply and demand, with reduced supply, the price rises because there are less tokens available. So tokens are acquired for burning purposes through exchange fees, and OTC, over-the-counter markets, are sold on the market and bought back later for the burn. And because the Binance buys these tokens back by buying, it also, there's more demand, and that also increases the price. So the burning events will continue until 100 million BNB, or 50% of the total supply, are destroyed. And so here there's a nice chart with the different quarters, starting with quarter 3 of 2017 with the Binance price of $1.52 and the amount of BNB burned, the percent of total supply, and so on. You can pause this here and look at this, and I'll also link this down below if you're interested. And here, interesting enough, the Q1 2019, where BNB price is at $18.79, the amount of BNB burned and the percentage that was burned and total profit and so on. So the use cases of BNB ensure users remain in the closed garden of the Binance ecosystem, including Binance.com, Binance Deck, Binance Launchpad, and so on. And of course, for more platforms, products, and services that Binance is going to be creating in the future. And in my opinion, it's probably also going to be used for the leverage trading, also there to reduce fees. And projects migrating on the BNB chain or ICO projects listing on the Binance chain must also purchase Binance tokens, currently equivalent to around 90,000 to 100,000 US dollars. And these fees can be changed through a governance mechanism on BEP2. So here you've got even more information talking about the transaction type, new order, cancel, order expire, and so on, pay in non-BNB asset and pay in BNB asset, and so on. Very interesting. So here there's also more information. Binance.com lists nearly 100 BNB base pairs, and the Binance Dex, which launched in late April, lists pairs solely denominated in BNB, and the fees for both exchanges can be paid both in BNB and non-BNB assets. And probably if you pay in BNB assets, you're going to have reduction in the price. So you've got also very interesting here the different tiers, that how many BNB you've got. You've got a better maker and taker fee. So if you've got 0 BNB, this is a normal maker and taker fee, which is 0.1%. And VIP1 up to VIP8, with the lowest as being VIP8, you need 11,000 BNB. And trading volume over 150,000 BTC, you're going to have 0.02% maker fee and 0.04% taker fee. So as you can see with this table, it's very lucrative for whales and bigger traders on Binance to buy a certain amount of BNB so that their trading fees are reduced by a large amount. Which in the whole aspect, if you look at the amount of trading volume, these 0.02% maker and taker fee, 0.04% taker fee, has actually a big impact on a trading amount of 150,000 BTC. So it's not small sums of money. Now continuing with the Binance IEO platform Launchpad completed the ecosystem first IEO in late April and uses a system of lottery tickets for participation in IEOs. So each lottery ticket is obtained by holding at least 100 BNB over a 20-day period preceding the lottery, with a maximum of 5 lottery tickets per account. And here are the different examples with IEOs. The exchange that they also launched, the ICO projects of Block Cloud, for example, raised 50 million and all-time high return on investment in US dollars. So quite a few projects that were using the IEO or ICO project. So very, very interesting. It also shows how much potential Binance has and the BNB coin. So even though it's increased massively in price, the utility is there, and projects that want to launch on Binance will be having to have to buy BNB, which decreases the supply and increases the price. So it's a circle which constantly increases the price. Now, of course, it's difficult to state where this will end, but the current price action has been fantastic. So there's a lot more information, but let's quickly talk about the technical analysis aspect of BNB, and this is quite interesting. The cloud, talking about the Ichimoku cloud, the BNB is trading above, so of course it's in a bull trend. And the thing is with with the Ichimoku cloud, which is lovely, is that you always trade with the market. So you can maybe, sorry about that, should the price touch back one of the, let's zoom in here. So here we'll call this the fast moving average of the Ichimoku cloud, and here we've got the slow one. So you could probably set your buy targets around the slower of the moving averages, but as long as the price is moving above the cloud, then you should be trend following and believe that the price will go up. So that's my opinion on this matter. So all in all, it's very positive, and Binance is just continuing its growth as a company, which reflects, of course, on the price of the coin. Now here, which is interesting, is the conclusion. And Binance has masterfully engineered the BNB token to become an all-encompassing aspect in every facet of the ever-growing Binance ecosystem. And because of this, the token has indeed gained a high degree of utility, which may also be seen by some as gatekeeping through the IEO lottery system, DEX listing fees, BEP2 transaction fees, and BEP2 token migrations. These fees can also be seen as analogous to membership fees on the trading floors. Buying and holding the BNB token is effectively going long on the success of the Binance exchange itself, which has yielded immense profits. As for the token burn thus far, there has been an unenforceable implied contract with users, which has been met as expected. And so all in all, it's very positive. So this is just more or less the fundamental and small part technical aspects of the coin. No recommendation to buy or sell. Do your own research, but in my opinion, everything is pretty strong and stable. Talking about the fundamentals and the technical aspect of Binance Coin and Binance as a company. Now continuing with some more news. Unfortunately, this is not such great news, and that's with the Philippines Central Bank warning on the risks of growing cryptocurrency use. Now, I always like it when countries talk about either banning or warning about certain cryptocurrencies or cryptocurrency in general. So let's see what they've got in stock for us. So the chief of Philippines Central Bank has warned over the risks of growing cryptocurrency use in the country. On Monday, the Philippine Star quoted Benjamin Diacono, governor of the Bangko Central and Filipinas, as saying his institution would continue to address the use of cryptocurrencies, especially given tech's potential use in the funding of terrorism. That's an argument that is stated again and again, and I just can laugh about it because one of the most used currencies for terrorism is the US dollar. So in my opinion, it's not the best argument to use. Now, continuing about that, Guindingo, sorry, I butchered the name. Guinigundo said, for this reason, game theory dictates possible dysfunction. When there is a market breakdown, when everyone may distrust one another, there cannot be a total disregard for a central bank or a third party that provides lender of last resort facility. And yes, it's an interesting point that he's making. So to balance encouraging innovation with risk mitigation, the central bank prefers to use regulatory sandboxes to keep oversight of such new technologies. The central bank exec's warning comes to the use of cryptocurrencies in the Philippines continue to rise. So that Philstar previously reported that virtual currency transactions in the Southeast Asian nation almost doubled from 189.18 million in 2017 to $390.37 million last year, based on data compiled by the central bank's Technology, Risk and Innovation Supervision Department. So those transactions in the Philippines include conversions from Philippines pesos and other fiat currencies to cryptocurrencies and vice versa. So it's totally understandable that any central bank is not so happy, especially if you're talking about a country with a much higher inflation than most European countries or the United States. And yeah, in my opinion, at the moment, cryptocurrency is not in a phase that it's going to disrupt the monetary supply of a country, because cryptocurrency market is still in its baby phase. And but I think banks, as well, also central banks and so on, is starting to feel the pressure and realization that they're not going to be able to control this new currency that's popping up, and people that are investing in it, since it's a global currency, it's not tied to the politics and the financial market of a specific country. So yeah, I think it's understandable that different countries are trying to maybe control this new asset, this new digital cash, and yeah, they're trying to spread the fear and hope that other countries are also going to follow suit and maybe ban or regulate this currency in order to to prevent it, to basically to prevent it from overtaking the country's currency. Very interesting, but understandable that central banks are not so happy about it. Now, talking about more information currently, and that's Bitcoin mining, different the Binance leverage trading, and so on. So some important aspects, and that's renewable energy. It makes up 74% of Bitcoin mining's energy mix, which is very good, because there's one argument that often comes up, and that's that Bitcoin mining uses a lot of energy. But there are many arguments which defeat this negative argument about Bitcoin's energy usage. So a new study by cryptocurrency investment and research firm Coinshares estimates renewable energy is powering almost 74% of Bitcoin mining operations. So of course, renewable energy is much cheaper, which is also one reason why it's been used for mining operations. So the latest Bitcoin mining report also found that Bitcoin mining operations tend to be geographically concentrated in areas where renewable energy sources are abundant. And what's more, Coinshares calculated that the market average all in all marginal cost of mining Bitcoin had decreased since November, suggesting at current prices the average miner is highly profitable, especially when you can profit from cheaper renewable energy. It's good for the miner, and it's good for the environment, which is very, very good news. Now, talking about Zilliqa launches the world's first sharding-based smart contract platform, which is a public blockchain platform that harnesses a scaling technique known as sharding. So in short, this launch enables developers to write and deploy smart contracts on the Zilliqa blockchain using safe by design smart contract language. And he then went on to describe the various core features of Zilliqa smart contracts, which we will not go into detail, but it's very interesting. I also like such developments, especially talking about sharding. So the Singapore-based team working on Zilliqa's plans to elaborate their project, new smart contract functionality. They had an event and told everyone about it. So overall, good news. Binance, again, talking quickly about Binance, and that's about the last round of margin testing. So I'm looking forward to be able to test this margin trading. Unfortunately, I'm not part of these 1,000 people which had the opportunity to partake in the final round of testing the forthcoming margin trading product. Per the application form shared by Binance, users are available to commit to providing feedback based on their experience and hold at least 10 BNB or more will be giving priority. The form, which is only available to users, and so on. So basically, many users were able to test this margin testing. So I'm looking forward to when this is live and I can test it out for myself and see what it's all about, and hopefully make some trades and share that with you guys. So furthermore, what caught our eye? Binance to become a bank? That's question mark. 20 Twitter user Degan Spartan compiled a thoughtful 8-part thread surmising that Binance will soon offer interest on deposits once their margin trading product is up and running smoothly. It is sure a convincing read. So convincing, in fact, that Binance chief executive Changpeng Zizi Zhao took the time to reply with a tip that will certainly excite Binance holders. And he says pretty much spot on every point. Honestly, there's more than us figuring out in such a short period of time. But yes, I think that's a very good point that he makes with Binance. Binance is becoming something like Bank 2.0 with like Bitcoin is the Go 2.0 and Binance is more or less the banks 2.0, offering different kind of financial services and so on. On one hand, it's great to see so much growth in the market and cryptocurrency moving so on, but many people, including Vitalik Buterin, are not so happy about the centralization aspect. Binance has a lot of power in the market. Should something go wrong, like an even worse hack that happened a month ago, then it could have devastating effects on the market and could something similar to like the Mt. Gox, because Binance, the more they develop and the more they grow, it would be also nice to have some competitors similar to Binance in the market so that they don't have such of a monopoly on the current cryptocurrency services that they offer. But all in all, they're moving in a direction of Bank 2.0. So what we might expect in the future is some sort of lending and maybe taking out mortgages and so on, or putting your cryptocurrency and being able to borrow US dollars, similar like the offering that Salt does. So it's going to be interesting in the next years to see what kind of further services that Binance is going to offer. So that was it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video and I'll catch you on the next one. See you soon. Bye bye.